It's Week 10 of the National Football League, and we'll see the Steelers' superstar cornerback.
Well, even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Las Vegas Raiders. Hi again, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they've been the talk of the NFL so far. 9 wins in their first 9 games.
And some people subscribe to the theory that a loss might not be the worst thing for them. They've had it easy all year long. How would they do handling adversity?
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season. And maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year. And with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
Out to his left, and now he'll let this one go deep, back over the middle. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So, Charles, you look at this offense, and really on paper at least, a great situation for them upcoming. They're unbeaten on the year, an open week coming up after this. So I guess my question, any worry that maybe this is coming at the wrong time?
Oh, definitely I would be worried about this game, maybe more than any other on the schedule, because I know my guys are looking ahead to that open week. I've got to keep them focused on the task ahead, make sure they take care of business in this one. Otherwise, you're talking about a double trap. The trap of losing the game and then having the open week and having to stew about it.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. Story. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. They're going to try and throw. And that is incomplete. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. So they take a big chance here in their own territory, and you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right, the social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room?
Yeah.
Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Let's roll. Let's go, fellas. Show them what you got. Come on with it, man. This is your game, baby. Let's play. Let's play. Let's be smart. Let's do our thing. Let's do our thing. They can't stop. Every week. Don't stop. Here we go.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they let you play.
Once again, it's Jacobs. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. This defense for the Steelers, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
This is caught. It's Hardy. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. But there's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Now 1st and 10 at the 11. Now Carr. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown Raiders. Darren Waller, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0.
Steelers nothing.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. He's at the 40. Past the 20. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Steelers. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. 2nd drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. 3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple...
The football comes out. Jacobs lost it. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having 2 hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. It's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? But I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 14-7.
Raiders 7.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. This offense hoping to do better than last drive. Remember, they had the fumble that set up the short field, and then they gave up the touchdown, CD.
And so many people talk about how you have to have a short memory after you make a mistake in the NFL. I don't totally subscribe to that, partner. I think that you have to remember what you did and figure out how to not do it again. Get out there and execute the next time out. Avoid those errors and get some momentum built back up for your offense.
On second down, Jacobs. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. Carr out to throw. And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And it's fielded at the 34. A terrific return there, 27 yards all told. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Story. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great effort there. 39 yards. And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7.
Makes the score.
And we can break that scoring drive down pretty easily. 1 play, long touchdown pass into the end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I love those corners who can not only cover, but don't mind getting a little physical as well. How about the coverage on that play, knocking that pass away?
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fielded at about the 28. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. 72 yards on the punt return. And the Steelers take a 3-touchdown lead.
The kicker on.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they mishit the ball and kick it right to him.
28. Raiders 7.
We know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. Fields it right around the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want...
Oh, looking for Waller, but this is intercepted. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football. So problems with Aaron passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and you can't do it all on one throw.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Made by Jayon Brown. First and goal, Pittsburgh.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports.
Steelers 28.
Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2 as they go to work on a first and goal. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers are able to add on to their first half lead. And certainly some credit there for that touchdown goes to the offensive line.
They never get the credit they deserve in the stat sheet, but they are the reason that they got the points. Excellent job up front, clearing the way for the score.
Now for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Steelers 35.
They had the short field and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. Taken in at the 3. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. And now here come the Raiders. For this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hand.
He rifles one that's intercepted. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. And that pick 6 just a moment ago, things went from bad to worse. Look up at the scoreboard now. Not looking good here. We'll see if they can put something together on this drive. 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. Renfro bringing it in over the middle. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down.
7-yard gain. And the Las Vegas.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. That is caught downfield. It's Waller. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Now a 2nd down and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he loses the football a second time.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Good for another Las Vegas. First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
It's a jet sweep. This is Renfro. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
At the Steelers' 21-yard line.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's
I am.
miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. They will run the draw with Jacobs. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
But there's almost no doubt about the play call there on 3rd down and long. You figure they're going to throw the football. I've got to give a little credit to the offense for taking a little bit of a chance there, running the draw, hoping to catch them off guard, but the defense was ready.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great play there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Steelers take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points. So a pretty wild turn of events there. Instead of a sure 3 points, it's 6 the other direction.
And if you're kicking in the NFL, that should be pretty much automatic, but I don't think that's on him at all. The protection broke down. That led to the block.
A try here for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half.
Makes the score Steelers 49, Raiders 7.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Raider offense going to head out now late in this first half as they take over with exactly 1 minute to go. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Carr to throw on 3rd and 1. Flush to his right. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them.
Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half.
Steelers 56.
Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. 1 play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Raider offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. Being chased out left. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Well, that's unfortunate because he had a nice run going, but give credit to the defense. They got a hand in the cookie jar there, CD.
You have to think about vision, finding a place to get down after you know you've gotten all you can out of a run, and obviously ball security is paramount. In today's football, everyone's coming after the rock. You've got to make sure you protect it and protect the yardage you just gained.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll start by heading out west to Glendale, Arizona. And it's the Browns who are out on top. Nick Chubb with 2 touchdowns thus far. From there, we fly over the Central Valley and up to Santa Clara to check on the Niners at home at Levi's Stadium. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Trey Lance has thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Patrick Mahomes leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for the Steelers in that first half. And even though they've got the big cushion, I would imagine they'd like to see a little more out of their passing game. Pretty pedestrian numbers through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Derek Carr and the Raiders set for their next possession. And he's looking to take much better care of the football here in half 2 after 3 first-half interceptions.
We don't have to just look strictly at the numbers here. You know what else happens to a team when you turn it over 3 times like that? It erodes confidence in you. And it erodes confidence in the offense. And now you have the defensive guys looking over and saying, what is going on here? And instead of playing for the team, they're playing angry and mad at their teammates.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 32-yard line.
To throw again on 2nd down. Carr quickly a slant to Renfro. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. Carr now on 1st down. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
A gain of 4 brings up 3rd.
Throwing now is Carr. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
He's 2nd in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. So a good kick that time, and that might help to get the negative thoughts out of the mind from that earlier block.
Especially since this was not a chippy, so he had to get that one out kind of low. But his line does a nice job of protecting, and he's able to convert for 3.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. The 30, 10, 5, and he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Steelers.
I can't help it, partner. I get fired up. 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns in the same game. This is fun to watch.
Yeah, we call a lot of games in a lot of different places. Sometimes it seems like we do it simultaneously, but we rarely get to see this. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff. Taking it about the 1. On the return, Deontay Hardy. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. Now, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an out.
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. Second time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Makes the score Steelers.
So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Fields it right around the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. But it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well. And that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
That's good.
From the gun, it's Carr. Dancing to his left. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
To throw again on 2nd down. Carr. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Again, they'll throw with Carr. And that is incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Las Vegas. Taking it about the 16. And he's loose again. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Well, it certainly feels like that kind of game, doesn't it? No matter what they do, it's going to work. That might be the absolute crusher right there. A punt return for a touchdown.
Feels like there's been a lot of crushers in this game. This lead just gets bigger. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So out come the Raiders. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
25-yard line. That's a gain of 3.
Here's Carr.
And 7.
He hits Adams complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Carr now on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
They'll drop to throw. He'll look downfield for Waller. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. What a play that turns out to be, 36 yards. Again, it's Carr. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. How about the safety, Minkah Fitzpatrick, swooping in for the sack. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. Running here with White. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Call it no gain on the play, so no help there. And now 4th and goal. Blankenship's kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. So this time the protection holds up for him just fine, and he's able to bang it through.
I think their special teams coach got the point across. He gave him a pretty good earful after the block earlier, and this time there's no penetration, so they're able to pick up 3.
This taken in at the goal line. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They are working on that very impressive 9-game win streak, looking to get it to 10 as they've got the lead here, 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. A solid stiff arm. Shreds him with a stiff arm. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Nick Kwiatkowski there on the tackle.
Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Back-to-back plays of right around 30 yards, and the field position has totally been flipped. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Story. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, this has been another impressive display by this undefeated team, Charles, and it looks like they're going to stay that way after this one.
Yeah, one of the league's best offenses. They've stayed on brand in this contest because they continue to look good at what they do. Just added a late touchdown. Now they're really hammering home just how good they've been all year long, letting the rest of the league take notice.
Raiders 13.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taking it about the 1. Now Hardy on the return. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Raiders heading out to take over. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here. Things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season. But in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Alex Highsmith making the nice play and getting the sack.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throw right side going to be caught by Waller. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
Now Carr again. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Derek Carr sacked.
Well, offensively lucky there, able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
The tackle made at the 24-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.
So for Pittsburgh, they keep on rolling 10-0 now to start the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Las Vegas, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos.